attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and packs. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, before I do begin, I do have somewhat of a announcement, you could call it. For right now, I'm going to stop doing the Dying Light series. I will come back to it. However, I just want to focus on some other stories real quick. With the way I'm doing things, jumping back and forth, all these other what-ifs, their world's a lot easier to piece together. Meanwhile, Dying Light is its own separate thing. In fact, it's one of the farthest worlds away from canon I do have, since it's not really a hero or a villain story. For right now, it's focused on survival. And if I do start doing complicated story bits right now, in that story, while I'm doing other things, I might start getting the worlds mixed up, since I am already having a bit of trouble keeping up with some of the worlds I have already created. Now, with that being said, let us begin. We will pick up with Izuku Midoriya. He is on the phone with All For One, and these two are currently talking. All For One wants to know exactly why Midoriya. He is giving him a phone call now, and he does go on explaining. He believes that he found someone who will be a very big help, and he wants to know who it is. Midoriya explaining. He saved someone during the entrance exam. Apparently with the fact that there are hero points, it gives him a better chance of getting into UA. And he got quite a bit. So, the girl he saved, or at least the person he saved, he did it because, hey, it's extra points. Plus, he was able to actually show off a bit more of his power, and try and test it out. So, listen. This person right here, Ochako Uraka, she isn't trying to be a hero for fame or glory. In fact, it's quite simple. She's doing it for money. Really? Most pros are doing that nowadays, aren't they? Well, yeah. They are. But get this. She's only doing it for the money. The fame and the glory doesn't really matter. Hell. She'll probably be able to be at the bottom spot as long as she's making a few dollars. Hey, she's alright. But even then, there's the fact that her quirk, and what she can do with it. She has the ability to make things float. Interesting. What do you mean by float? She can increase the gravity and decrease gravity on objects? No. Sort of what it just sounds like. If she taps her fingers on something, it begins to float up into the air. And until she releases that quirk, it will not come back down. Now, with that being said, All For One does actually go over Midoriya's plan. The two going back and forth, and somewhat arguing. Now, Tomura, he is a bit annoyed, trying to ask exactly why they're following the kid's idea now. Why don't they just kill All Might, just like they planned? And All For One does explain to Tomura. The boy has a better plan. In fact, this one will more, and at least, further support his own ideas and his goals. And that the young child does actually serve a purpose. Now, with that being said, All for One, he does actually inform Midoriya. If they can get this girl in to the league, they can talk with her. He can sit her down and convince her that pro-hero ideals and jobs don't really fit her own goals. Now, with that, you do have the next day with Ochako. She is very concerned and actually worried. She doesn't really believe that she's gonna get in a UA. And there is currently what's happening. With her disbelief in herself and Midoriya's words put together, she kinda gives him a call, wanting to understand it. Now, Midoriya, as soon as he does see a unfamiliar caller number, he smiles before someone just picking it up. Hello? Yes, is this the Izuku Midoriya? The guy who saved me? Why, yes, it is. Is that you, Ochako? Yes. Alright. So, I'm guessing you're calling about that offer my friend has. Yeah, I was sort of wondering about it. Don't worry. I'm sure you were. Anyways, so what did you want to know about it? Well, would I be able to meet your friend? I'd have to talk with him and see about it. I don't know if he's free today or if he's busy. It might be a whole little thing he's got going on. But I can at least try giving him a message. Okay. Can you inform him that I would like to speak and understand a bit more about what he has to say? What he can do, how he can help me train. Now, she does actually hang up the phone. And Midoriya, he immediately turns around and calls All for One. As soon as he does pick up, All for One hears Midoriya's voice, confused as to what Midoriya is currently saying. Why did he play the girl off as if they couldn't meet? He specifically told Midoriya to let them meet. And Midoriya tells him one simple thing. He has a better idea. With the girl's quirk, she can actually do some things. So, if she's even able to get into UA, then she will have confidence that she's a hero. They want to break that confidence in her. And he has the perfect way to do so. Miss Little Goody Two Shoes, she will not be an easy person to bring to their side. So, he wants to break her down and remold her from scratch. So, he's currently lighting the fire, and he's about to throw in the pieces he needs. So, here's what he has to do. All for One informs Midoriya that he is not listening to his plan, if he has a plan, to simply carry it out himself. And Midoriya goes on stating that this is actually going to work perfectly fine. He just needs to know if there's any way that he can make the girl fail the entrance exams, change her score in the system, or even just manipulate her record, so that she either cheated, did something wrong, or quite simply didn't take out as many robots as she thought. Now, with that being said, that is carried out. After 1 week, you do have Midoriya, who he's passing messages along between Ochako and his friend, who can help her. Now, Midoriya did say that in a few days, his friend might be free. And there is today. Midoriya, he reads his acceptance letter. Surprise, surprise. he got into Class 1A. And apparently he scored a bit more points than he should have. Along with that, there's Toga, who herself did at least score 30 more points than she should have. That doesn't seem right. Did they even keep count properly? Now, with that being said, we do have Ochako, who does get a letter. It being quite simple, telling her that they are sorry, but she is not being accepted in the UA. After looking over some things, they found that, quite simply, she is not fit to be a hero. And that with the fact that she put herself in danger, that she is a liability herself. Now, with that being said, Ochako is reading that, and actually is beginning to tear up and cry. Meanwhile, we do have Midoriya, who is currently holding the actual paper to UA, opening it and reading it. Dear Ochako Yuguraka, blah 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 blah, pulling up the hologram, and showing off what it has. Reading the letter and hearing the hologram. This girl, she placed very well. Too bad that she is not going to be in the hero course. Midoriya just chucking the holographic piece far away, and it's leaning in the nearby river. Along with that, he actually does pull out a lighter and burn up the paper. Toga somewhat confused. Exactly why are they doing this to the girl? It's easy. Now, we just have to wait. In fact, I'm surprised we didn't get it already. She was supposed to call. UA, they sent out those papers yesterday. I did one little thing. Whenever I was able to, break into their mailbox, I switched out a paper, a document. And if she hasn't realized that it's a forgery or a fake, then that just shows how good my handwriting is. And the simple fact that I'm playing her. You're playing her? Why, yes. Easily. I'm making her believe things I say, things I'm doing, random events that have no logical explanation. They're all being pieced together. And once I have my little, new companion, I can say, the proper fun will begin. Now, as Midoriya does go on saying this, a couple minutes do pass by. And Ochako, devastated, does actually look at Midoriya's contact information. Before, Midoriya's phone does buzz more. And Ochako is asking, when exactly can she meet his friend? Please, please, she is desperate. And at this point, without being in UA, she is going to try out a different hero school. She can try again and try and get into at least general studies, and work her way up from there. Now, she basically does spill out her heart, seeing that UA was her dream school. And she's going to try and fall back on another hero school. They are going to be doing something next week, starting a bit later than UA. So please, is there anything she can do? Is there anything or any way she can get into contact with his friend? He said that he was available tonight or tomorrow, whatever time, really, please. And Midoriya, he simply just tells her to meet him at this location. And a few, let's say at least an hour and 30 minutes do go by. After she does meet up with him, she does actually see Toga and Midoriya, asking exactly what they're doing here. It's quite easy. Now, Midoriya uses his actual quirk, illusions. making Ochako see a regular door, as he opens it in structure to walk through. As she does actually listen to him, there is the fact that she's actually walking through Kirigiri's portal. As soon as she steps through, there is nothing but a dark hallway, until they walk into a room. Huh? Wait, we're not supposed to be here, this is a bar. Don't worry about it. Besides, these are my friends here. Now, Shigaraki, he just looks away. Meanwhile, you do have Kirigiri, the doctor, and All For One. All of them going on to talk about the current process. And there is All For One, who does actually somewhat step forwards and introduce himself. Midoriya making an illusion of All For One's actual face, to make Ochako feel a bit more less scared of him. And he is very surprised. Midoriya said that this was a very timid and scared young woman, but clearly she is not. Before turning to the young man and asking exactly what is he doing. I'm making you look a bit more likable, so just go along with it. Ah, well, I guess it cannot be helped. Now, you are his friend, correct? Yes, I was informed that you can help me with my quirk problems. My dear, I help with many problems. You're going to have to be a lot more specific. Well, my quirk. I failed getting into UA. If there's any way you can help me, please. I want to be a hero. I want to get the money so I can help my parents. My, getting money for your parents? Yeah. Growing up, we didn't have very much money. And I usually always, skipped out on meals. My dad's worked very hard, and I just want to give my parents an easy life. Be a pro, get them money, make them proud of me, and make sure that they don't have to worry about eating again. I see. You just want to take care of your family. I can understand. Well, I'm sorry, what is your name again, Miss? Ochako Yuraka. Well, young Ochako, I believe I should call you. I believe I can help you. Now, your goal isn't necessarily to be a hero, is it? Huh? It's just to get the money to support your parents. Correct. Yeah? Her somewhat backing up and going to leave. The way this guy is already phrasing things, they sound very bad. And there's what he's going on to state next. Being a pro hero and getting money that way isn't the best. In fact, it's one of the worst ways possible. You're basically putting yourself on a public image. And that image can be destroyed, shattered, tainted, or quite even possibly destroyed by a single person. Either a villain, yourself, or somebody who is accusing you of something. There are many different ways that heroes have all fallen, not necessarily being to villains or dying in the process. Now, All For One then goes on talking about his younger brother, and the early days of quirks, talking about how hero society formed from corruption, and basically making a story. Midoriya jumping in, and the two basically talking about how being a hero is the wrong thing to do in society. That villains make more sense, and you can spend all of your life working hard. And all you'll have is a little bit of money and a hero name to be remembered by. However, there's being a villain. You can steal, take, and do whatever you want. You can get $10 million in one single day and set your parents up for life. And they wouldn't have to worry. Now, All for One does begin to show her visions and illusions along with Midoriya. The two basically make up a story. She can be known as the greatest villain. She can be different. She can have her own ways, her own style to do things. All she simply has to do is take his hand and accept the quirk he has to offer her. Now, Ochako, yeah, hearing that she can still help her parents this way. If she doesn't get into that backup school since she already failed UA, then there's no hope for her left. And she's already been convinced, reaching out for All for One's hand as he gives her a quirk. And she basically passes out immediately. Now, as that does happen, All for One does congratulate the young man. He's a very convincing salesman. And that was not the first time he's manipulated someone like that, is it? No, All for One, it is not. In fact, it's even in my nature to do this. I'm a natural smooth talker. In fact, I want to say that if you ever need someone to talk to or recruit your members, I think I might fill the part. Besides, I can probably get more heroes on our side. Think about it. Class 1A, the future generation of heroes. If we can make them the villains, we can ruin UA's public image. Now, with that being said, eventually Ochako does wake up, and she is taken home, unsure of what this other quirk she was given is. Meanwhile, I believe I can leave this off of here. In the meanwhile, I meant. Now, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.